Hey everybody, welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about the struggles, internal and external, of practicing energy work and magic. And I just want to let you all know that I'm here to help you all discover the hidden powers within you. So with that being said, let's get started. So this is a very interesting topic for myself because I've been through these. And today, talking about struggles with practicing magic, struggles with practicing energy work. And I'm bringing this video in today to kind of, just so you know, these people that want to get into this, want to do this. I still live by, even what the whole Spider-Man thing said, with great power comes great responsibility. Same applies to magic. It really does. I mean, look at, if you watch anything with like magic TV shows, movies, videos, they have struggles, They're like, oh, I have all this magic power, but it does come with its struggles. It comes with its lessons. It comes with, its hardships, but there's also, again, a lot of great stuff in it. So I'm going to talk about both. So let's look at like some of my favorites, obviously, like Harry Potter, right? Did Harry Potter have an easy life? No, did not. Lost his parents, lost a whole bunch of people. Struggle was real. Tried to find all this different power to try to do stuff. Another good example, The Witcher, Yennefer. Didn't have an easy life. Vampire Diaries, Bonnie. Didn't have an easy life. Freya from the originals. Didn't have an easy life. These are just examples of a good few movie witches and even wizards. This stuff sometimes it's not easy, and some of the struggles that you will face will be external struggles, depending on your environment, and you will face a lot of internal struggles. So one of the biggest external struggles, at least that I've seen with the clients I work with and the people, is people are going to tell you your magic is bullshit. They're not going to believe in you. They're going to say, get grounded in reality. That doesn't work. Who the fuck do you think you are? What do you think? Who are you to say that you have all this power? And what I know, at least about the spirits and or souls of the witches and sorcerers and wizards and that I've run into, is we know at the deepest core that this is who we are. I've been into magic since I was a kid, and I wasn't raised to like magic per se. I was raised in Catholicism, but I mean, there's pictures of me, as a little boy, casting spells and in this like long robes and capes and all of that stuff. And I remember, even like, my mom doesn't believe in anything. She does more so now, but back then she was like, nah, like, who do you think you are? What do you think you're doing? Don't sacrifice anything. So you're gonna face people in your external environment saying that your magic is bullshit. It's not real. It doesn't exist. And I've had people I thought were friends tell me this shit. I've had my parents tell me this shit. I've had people that didn't even know me try to tell me this shit. And I was just like, okay, you don't know my experiences. You just don't. And when this kind of happens, the best, the thing kind of I would say to kind of deal with this one is be comfortable being uncomfortable with being misunderstood. Not everybody's going to understand you. Not everybody is meant to understand you. And if this works for you, then this is what works. And keep it going. Keep it going. If you know in the biggest part of your heart, mind, body, soul that you are a magic person, do not let anybody else tell you differently, because they will try it. One thing I always say about people, if people think they can try it, they will try it. And they are going to try it. And they are going to try to get you to be who they want you to be in their world. because their lens, again, I'm sorry, it's small, tiny little hole, little keyhole. You need to be this in order for me to make sense of you. You need to be what I view you as to make sense of you. And you practice and do this energy thing with magic that I don't understand. So I need you to make sense in my world, so that way I feel validated in my beliefs about you, about my world around me, and I don't need you to challenge me. And that's how they're going to view you. So remember that when you are hearing this, some stuff in your external world where people are telling you that what you do is bullshit. They don't know, they don't understand, and they haven't experienced what you've experienced. So just remember what you experienced. Hold on to that because it is very real and it is very true for you. And don't let anybody tell you who you are. You know who you are. Be who you are, and own the fuck out of that shit. Just own it. So that's a good external kind of issue you will run into practicing magic. This is going to kind of lead to the other next kind of thing, which is more of an internal issue with magic, sometimes, is self-doubt. You are more than like, when I see a lot of these people that practice magic, they run into self-doubt. I've run into self-doubt. I've run into all this stuff I'm talking about, I've run into, and I've gotten past it. So, I mean, that's even why I'm here today, to talk to you about this sort of stuff. And I will sometimes even go back to some of these and then remind myself, and it's a cycle over and over and over again. So, self-doubt. And it's, we, especially as human beings, are like, magic is fantasy. It's not real. It's make-believe. It's not true. Magic is energy. Even, again, best Aleister Crowley's definition, magic is will in correlation with energy, and you manipulate that energy for your favor. That's magic. You have magic. Everybody to some degree everybody's made up of energy, so everybody has some sort of magic. They just don't want to call it magic sometimes. They want to call it something, all these different things, and that's fine. You can call it whatever you want. Magic basically is energy. And magic and energy, you're able to manipulate and work with, again, in your favor. So understand that when you have self-doubt as another big part of it. This is also, when you self-doubt, that's the time to kind of do internal reflective work. That's the time to go inward. Since it is an inward issue, that's the time to go inward. Understand yourself. Figure yourself out. Why do I believe this? Why do I think this? Where does this come from? What's the root? Why do I doubt myself? Why do I not believe in myself? Have a nice little conversation with your inner child. There's plenty of inner child meditations you can do that will help with that self-doubt, because that's usually where the root of that self-doubt comes from, is when you're a kid. And acknowledging that inner child in magic is really going to get your needs met magically wise too. So when you face the self-doubt in your energy work, in your spellcraft, in your magic, go inward. Is it going to be uncomfortable? Yeah. Are you going to be afraid? Yeah. Is it going to be good when you come out on the other side? Abso-fucking-lutely it is. Absolutely it is. You're going to understand yourself and your needs way better when you talk and have a conversation with your inner child. And sometimes your inner child is going to give you answers where you don't know, and sometimes your inner child just wants to be kind of held and says, I understand you, I get you. Especially myself as a magic child. I knew people around me didn't understand me. I knew that, I felt odd and awkward, which is part of the reason I'm an empath as an adult. And there's a lot of loneliness and isolation. And, that's another internal thing that you will face sometimes with practicing magic, is there's a lot of internal loneliness. It's okay to be lonely, it's okay to be a little lonely. Again, because when you're alone, even with the kind of marrying into the self-doubt, when you're alone, sometimes that's when you're really gonna understand yourself and figure out your needs and how to apply that into your magic and into your spells. To be like, oh, okay, you know, my inner child needs this, so I need to do a spell that needs to do this, and it's going to heal this, and it's going to help other people do this, and it creates this awesome chain effect. So definitely when you're feeling self-doubt, go inwards, understand yourself, spend some time with yourself, put a little pause on maybe some of the spells you're doing because you don't want to put that energy into your spell, but take a step back, breathe, and just inward self-reflect. Look in a mirror, scrying a black mirror in yourself to be like, what is the deepest part of my understanding where this root of self-doubt comes from, and how can I heal it? A great way to do it. Self-doubt, go inward. Another problem you're going to face is you're going to want to overdo it and push your magic. Be like, force it. Why the fuck isn't it working? Why am I not seeing results? Is it me? And again, kind of linking to the self-doubt. Is it me? What am I doing wrong? Do I need to add another component? Do I need to do this? Do not force the magic. You will create resistance. Again, this is an internal self-reflection sort of thing. You need to go inward and go to a place of trust. How do I get to a place of trusting what I'm putting out there, even though I haven't seen the result yet? A good kind of workaround with this is, especially when you're applying it into your magic, is feel it, again, from the heart. Feel it first. What does it feel like in my magic to get this result? What is that going to feel like? It's going to feel ease. It's going to feel relief. It's going to feel happy. It's going to feel great. Feel those feelings. Get through the ones that are kind of keeping you stuck and feel it. And it's okay to put pauses on your spells, and I'll talk more about how you put pauses in your spells in a good way where you're still not interrupting the flow of magic. But magic is a flow. Energy is a flow. And when you are feeling even kind of those things and you're trying to push it and force it and overdo it, you can experience magic burnout. Because again, you got to remember, you're moving energy through you, and your human body can only handle so much energy. Like I talk about in some of my other videos, having seizures. I'm able to channel a lot of energy, but at the same time, I gotta break, ground. Grounding is a good one to do too, especially if you're trying to force too much energy. Just take a step back, breathe, get into flow state. A good way to get into flow state is I take a cold bath, and I will sit in the cold water, and my body's going to want to resist it. I'm going to want to shake it. I'm going to want to shiver. But then when I'm like, okay, just sit still, be in the flow of the water, my body matches the temperature of the water, and I just kind of get into a flow. Grounding, again, to get into the same state is really good. Taking a breath, taking a pause, reapproaching your spell, reapproaching your magic in a way that is going to enter a flow, and you're going to get into a state of trust. It's another good example, an internal issue. Trusting your magic. How do we trust, right? We got to trust ourselves. We got to know our capabilities. Knowing yourself is trusting yourself. So if you're in a place where you're not necessarily trusting your magic or trusting your spells, again, go inward. A lot of what this work you're going to do is you're going to have to go inward. So you're going to have to face yourself. You're going to have to face your fears. You're going to have to understand yourself. And that's why magic can sometimes get uncomfortable, is because you're going to have to take a hard look at yourself. And that's not going to be easy. Because some of the things you'll be like, oh my God, what do I do? It's fucking cringe. It's cringe and nasty. But accepting yourself, loving yourself, understanding yourself is really going to create good strides in your magic. It's going to. And it's going to get you to grow and evolve. And that can be a little scary sometimes, because we're going to see people fade out of our life. We're going to see our environment around us change. We're going to see a lot of loss sometimes, but we're going to gain and make room for so much more. So trusting yourself is also holding yourself accountable. And a good way to even practice trust is make a promise to yourself. Start off something small, right? I trust myself to go get a glass of water in the morning. And then you align your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions with getting a glass of water first thing in the morning before you do anything else. Start off small. Build trust within yourself. Feel it out. Don't overthink it. Overthinking is another good thing in magic. We'll talk about that in a second. But trusting yourself is, again, making little promises to yourself. And then when you start to honor and own those promises to yourself, then you can practice making promises to other people and holding up with that. And that trust is going to apply to your magic in and of yourself, because you're going to trust what you're doing in your spells. And you're going to trust, the right people eventually, when you start to decide to trust little people in different ways, to bring that into yourself. And then you'll be like, my outside is trustworthy. My inside is trustworthy. I have trust. Now, the other one I just kind of previously mentioned is overthinking in magic and spells. That's an easy thing to do, especially when you put it out, a spell out into the universe, or an energy out into the universe. You're expecting it to get it back, right? I put out a money spell, so I expect to get money back. Why isn't it arriving yet? Trust, right? Overthinking it is going to cause spiritual and mental blocks. It's be like, uh-oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? And why isn't it happening yet? What am I doing? Is there something wrong? Again, leads to all these other different things. Self-doubt, overthinking, struggle. There are spells to remove those blocks. Since it is energy, there are spells to remove those mental blocks. I've experienced removing mental blocks. I'm not going to tell you that that's always easy. You will have headaches sometimes. It will feel like you're losing giant pieces of yourself. And in a way you are, because with overthinking, you have so many programmed energetic habits. Some that are not even your fault. Some that are, inherited from family members and peers and people we thought were once friends. Especially if you're empathic, you will just download all of that shit. And it will cause overthinking. And you don't want to put a lot of thinking in your spells. I'm just going to say that right off the base. You don't want to put a lot of thinking into your spells. And what does it mean? How am I supposed to do magic if I can't think, right? Use thinking in spells as holding an image in your mind. Otherwise, you want to have blank canvas. So when I think in a spell, right, I'm not really actually thinking. It's just I'm holding the thought of an image. So when I say thinking, I'm not putting emotion and heavier energy into this, all these different thoughts and all these different things. I'm focusing on an image in my mind and holding that image. Magic also comes from the feeling. It's a lot of magic is coming from the feeling. So work with mind-heart coherence to stop overthinking. and get comfortable sitting in that dark, because that is the neutral space. That is the blank canvas. That is the neutral. Yeah, it's neutral. You just want to sit in that. So you're going to want to overthink and spell. Focusing. Focusing is kind of a it is a crucial thing in your magic and in your spell work. You have to be able to focus. Especially when you're an overthinker like I am. I practice focusing all the time. The best way I practice focusing is I'll, go into a meditative state, clear the slate, flatten images, move them like screens to the right and the left. And then I take practice about 10 minutes a day. Blue circle, whatever color circle you want. Just focus on a flat blue circle. Your mind is going to want to give it dimension. It's going to want to give it shape. It's going to want to give it all these different characteristics, especially if you're practicing magic, so most of you are going to have a wild imagination. It's going to want to do all of these things to something that it just needs to keep flat. And so I spend about 10 minutes a day just kind of blue circle, flat blue circle, 10 minutes. Another good one for pulling focus is just staring at a candle flame for 10 minutes, holding that energy, and your eyes are going to water. You're going to want to look in a bunch of different directions. You're going to want to do different things because, again, we're in a world where there's so many distractions of everything. So practicing focus is really good, and it can be a struggle in magic, but it doesn't have to be. Now, going back again to talking about some external influences, right? I'm just going to kind of say the Jesus, the Christian, those people, they are going to tell you, you worship Satan, you do all of this, you're going to hell, you should be killed, you should be burned at the stake, you should be, hell, best of luck, you work with the devil. And hey, if the devil's in your practice, cool, whatever. But listening to those outside things, okay, I'm going to say, to me, it's how weak in some cases must your God be if you have to get the validating belief of other people? Because you know what I don't see witches going door to door with their grimoire going, hi, have you tried witchcraft today? You get this really cool book of power for all yourself. You have your own power, and it comes with your own familiar, your nice little pet. But have you tried witchcraft today? I do not see that. If I did see that, I might even actually make a TikTok video about it. That'd be funny. But if I actually did see that, I would just be like, wow, now I've seen it all. But yeah, I don't see that. And to me, it's stay in your lane. First of all, what works for you doesn't need to work with everybody. And I'm sorry, that God that you're approaching, whatever God it may be, it's if you need that validating belief that say you need to believe in the same thing I do, to me, that's a little bit of weakness in a sense, to be well, your God's so powerful on its own, I don't think you need other people to believe the same thing you do. Just has its own power. You aren't self-righteous in the sense that you get to convert people to your way of thinking. See, I feel good about myself. I made somebody else believe the same thing I do. Holy shit. And that's sometimes I feel where that comes from. Because that's just, again, been my experiences, and you can all agree to disagree. That's fine. Again, that's just my viewpoint, my experiences. But yeah, you're going to have people tell you you're going to go to hell, that you're basically evil, that you are, what you believe is not the correct thing to do. And, that's the thing. Again, if magic works for you, Just be you and practice magic. That's it. That's it. And that's even like I said that some people are not going to accept this, and you're going to lose some people, and that's fine. It happens, but you're going to find also the right people, so that's good too. It's really good. I mean, I think I found a lot of my people. They live all over the world, but I found my people. Now you're also going to have other witches and other practitioners try to challenge you. Oh yeah. See, my magic is the best way to practice, and the way you're doing it is wrong. And yeah, my magic's right, your magic's wrong. I'm more powerful than you. You see, so that's why I'm able to tell you this. That's a crock of shit. I view magic personally as artistry. It's creativity, it's energy, and energy is limitless. So what works for you might not work for somebody else, but that's kind of the unique thing about magic, right? Is the magic doesn't have to work the same way for everybody. There's so many different kinds and of ways to practice magic. And it can be as simple or as complicated as you like. But I always say with magic, be artists and get creative with it. Get creative with magic, because it is so enriching and enlightening when you go like, I have this idea for a spell, I'm gonna put it together, and wham! It works. My magic does not need to make sense to you. I remember this one time I was walking into this event, and this other magic practitioner came up to me, and I didn't say a word, mind you. And this is how you know, this is where if you want to have goals in magic, you want to have presence, okay? So I didn't say a word. I go into this event, and this other witch starts circling around me, trying to tell me who I am. Your mind is not connected to your heart. You're an evil witch. And I'm just sitting there like, I didn't say a fucking word. I just laughed. I laughed because I was like, oh my God, this is insane. Like, I'm just standing here minding my own fucking business, and my presence challenges somebody. My presence, me just showing up, breathing the same air, challenges somebody. That leads to like quiet confidence. I fully believe in quiet confidence. But I just started laughing because I was like, oh my God, this is, I'm just standing here breathing and somebody is threatened by me. Oh man. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny when I think about it. I'm just like, okay. Or I've also had it where I walked into an event too with some of these spiritual people. Again, I didn't say anything. I just stood in the back. I was wearing my hat, just observing and listening, and people were bothered and threatened by my presence. And that's another struggle sometimes you will feel with magic. Like, I didn't do or say anything. But I think people can subconsciously feel this energy from you. And so they're just kind of like, that person challenges me. They make me feel uneasy. I don't think I like that person. That person challenges and threatens my world. Destroy, destroy, destroy. Burn them at the stake. And, you know, like I said, with magic, you definitely want to have some presence. To be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna stand here and observe. And yes, I see you. I see you. But I'm not saying or doing anything. I'm just standing here, minding my own business. So that's why you maybe probably should be nice to me, because I'm gonna be like, don't let me tell everybody who the fuck you are. Because I wouldn't want to out you like that. But yeah, sometimes your presence of energetic challenge channeling and challenging and channeling is going to challenge people. It is going to bother people. So get comfortable with the fact that you're going to bother some people. Now, the good thing about this is, too, is, you know, you're going to evolve practicing this work. You're going to face your fears practicing this work. You are going to grow so much as a person. You are going to experience darkness, but you are also going to experience light. You're going to find your people. You are going to develop covens. You are going to have some solid friends. The Magick friends that I have that understand me, I am so grateful for them. Because what we do is we sit and we talk spells and we throw concepts with each other and we challenge each other a little bit, but there's love in the room and it's healthy, and we challenge each other's thinking. We, you know, give each other grace to be like, oh, you understand me, I understand you. That's a neat idea. Here's how I'm going to apply it through my lens. Oh, thank you for sharing that energetic way of focus. Thank you for sharing that method. Thank you for sharing this with me. I love to learn from other witches and how they practice all the time, and I apply it to my work in a bunch of different ways. And I study these concepts on my own, and it feels, because again, we're human beings, right? So we are going to want that sort of connection. It's just kind of sometimes practicing this work again, because there's a lot of it that's going to be sometimes lonely and internalized, and a lot of people aren't going to understand you, and you're going to make people uneasy and bothered a little bit. It's going to feel a little lonely sometimes, but even in that loneliness, it's preparing you to understand yourself, so that way you align with the right people. And the right people are the right people for you in your world and in your environment, that make you happy, that make you feel understood, the ones that make you feel appreciated. And you know, here's the thing I also learned that's really important. Sometimes people are not gonna understand you, but that doesn't always mean that they're not gonna accept you either. Like, listen, I don't understand you, but I like you anyway. I have people like that in my life. That's how my mom is now. She's like, Cameron, I've never understood you as a kid. Even I've never understood you your whole entire life, but I love you, and you make me laugh, and you make me smile, and you're my son, and I care a great deal about you, and I'll get you right in the feels. But it's okay not even being fully understood, but practicing this work, especially since more people are kind of getting into this, you're gonna find your right people who are gonna like share and bounce your concepts off of. They're gonna help you with your magic. You're gonna help them. I share my creative ways and outlook online with my other fellow magic practitioner friends across the world. I have magic friends in all different places, and they come from different backgrounds of magic, but we share ideas and concepts with each other, and it is so rewarding, because you're like, oh, what did you do to apply this in your spell? That's brilliant. Here's what I did. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. You know, and you're going to find your family, you're going to find your coven, you're going to find your people. And that is the most rewarding thing out of doing this. And again, it's going to help your spells, so that way when you see the spells in reality, you're going to be like, holy shit, I have the power. But, and that's a really good feeling too, to be like, I have the power to do this shit. It's so cool. I get so excited every time I see one of my spells take off and do that and have real results in reality. I get so excited. I still am a little humbled by it sometimes, because I'm like, oh shit, did I really do that? Like, wow. Like, and you just like, the best way I can describe it is a feeling. you know you created this change and you see it in your reality, and it gets you to believe in yourself, and you feel so good, and it makes you feel, again, powerful. It makes you feel light and so much energy. And I can, especially with after the seizures that I had, and I feel the energetic currents move through my body. I feel good knowing that I helped spirits move on. I feel good doing spells, and I get so excited and I get so into it because I'm so detail oriented and I'm so creative. And that's a really good thing about practicing your magic too. You are going to get so creative and you're going to have so many imaginative ideas, and that creativity can apply and flow. I love that. It can apply to all different areas of your life. Magic is so rewarding, but again, it does not come without its challenges. So I hope you guys understand some of the challenges and struggles. Just know that you aren't the only ones that go through this. It's all magic, at least not most or all magic practitioners kind of go through this. And when you come out on the other side, it's going to be great. So if you guys liked this video, please like, share, subscribe. It helps me, helps my channel. I hope this helps you guys out and get some relatability. Again, you're not alone. Even when you feel lonely, you're not alone. So until next time, see you, everybody.